Hey everyone, trying to lure the cats in. Meow. There we go. Looks like some of the devices are slow to update to live. There we go. Hey Harley. We're trying a new feeder on Harley. She likes to eat really fast. And then she ends up scarfing and barfing. Let me move that so over here. And pull up the YouTube app here. There we go. Yep. I almost got oh, there's Nakia. Nakia has a surprise for everyone. So does Trillian. If I can lure either one of them back here. Come here, Nakia. What? Look at all that paper. Go jump on it. That's a bunch of loose river paper. Abby. Look. In case you're wondering, it will not hold their weight. I think my cats are too smart for this. Beatrice is crazy for the laser pen. Come here, Nakia. Well, oh yeah, I guess so. I guess more than one thing about Trillian. Yes, she did get a kind of a haircut. She was having prongs in her nether region, so we had to give her a light shave. Yeah, thank you. I like this t-shirt. I like challenging people's initial assumptions or perceptions. And if you look closer, this school is made of kitties. Here's Nakia. She has a calming collar on her. It's a new style that one of my adopters are trying with their kitties. And for the first time in probably a week, we were able to get a full night's sleep. Nakia, Ruthie, and Trillian are having a nice little interaction with each other. Right now, Nakia and Trillian have collars on them, and Ruthie will soon. We're trying to reset their behavior between each other. This one's actually a breakaway collar. So if it gets caught on something, that it has two little small tabs that latch it in place, and if it gets caught on something, they'll pull out and the collar will expand. Go on. You can do it. A lot of times what happens is that Nakia will go up to Ruthie and start doing her siren. And, well, let me start over. Ruthie initiates things sometimes where she does some posturing, like I'm all big and bad, but she never really does anything about it. Up here comes Trillian. And then Ruthie or Nakia learned that Ruthie's all bark and no bite. So she started calling her on her bluff in a very loud way. Kitty butt. And Nakia here, if she hears, Trillian, if she hears Nakia meowing up a storm, she'll come charging after Ruthie, trying to swat her. Hey Tracy. Hey Denise. Hey everyone. It was calming color. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the purple ones because they don't break away. Trillian has one on her too. They're like a wristband watch where they have little notches that you can attach the bands to. Harley's gotten big. So how's things going with everybody? Jess will be here shortly. You can't even see Nakia up there. How's the new job? Well, we're trying to get it started. I was supposed to start today, but my new work laptop was stuck in transit in Memphis since Friday. And I finally left there last night and made it here today, so I'm working on setting it up. Ray and Egon's birthday, which is it, Denise? Is that your girl Kitty's birthday today? Dorian still is wearing his loaf of bread or slice of bread, and it seems to be helping his belly so hot spots or sores. Looks like he is looking at it at his belly. Yuki and Zazzy, 10 years old. Wow.
Penny should be up shortly if you make lots of noises. What's going on?
I told them about the common colors. Oh, there's Eddie. And Trillian came watching in and she pointed her butt right at the cam.
The naked butt?
Naked butt.
Naked. Hey, buddy.
Ready. Oops. And there's Penny.
There she is. We have a big Wednesday next week. Happy birthday to them, Denise. Hope you guys, they got extra catnip. 10 years old.
Dorian's still a breadhead.
Hi, Super Dad. Happy birthday to the ghosty kittens, the boys. Wow, today is their birthday, huh? How old are they? What's today's date?
7 years old.
Yep, got a new job, starts on Monday. Did you tell them how there was the drama with the...
Yeah, it's like they're paying me starting today, but I actually start working on the 1st.
Boys are 7 years old today. Whew,
No, it's
that goes
been that
fast.
long.
It goes really fast. But you gotten calls from both of the two companies you'll be working with.
Yep.
Well, 3 companies.
Right now I'm working to get my access to the AT&T VPN so I can access the machines that I need to access. Something like that.
Yes, well, it is nice of them to pay, and it's better than I would have thought because this job doesn't have any PTO or holiday pay, so it was really kind of them. I don't know about kind, but generous,
Yeah.
thoughtful, not dickish to pay you for these 2 days.
Now they know about this camp, so.
Is that
And they might actually.
No, who?
No, probably not.
The people that you're employing? That employing you?
Yeah.
No, they don't know about this camp.
It's the jobs they applied to that know about it. They actually called me and offered me a job.
So we watched Superman and Lois last night.
That's a pretty good series, I think.
Well, it was just the pilot. It was an hour and a half to 2 hours. An hour and a half. And it was very good. I thought it was very good. Very entertaining.
Yeah. About Superman and Lois are married. They have 2 teenage sons.
Bye, Eddie.
Are just starting high school. And they go to visit Smallville, and the teens start exploring the barn because.
Well, don't give it all away.
I'm not going to.
Well, it's
But
kind of giving some of it away.
They discover something.
So, Denise, he's working for company number 1 as a W-2. So it's considered a staffing agency, and then they are outsourcing him to company number 2.
Amdocs.
And then company number 2 is outsourcing.
He's working on the applications for company number 3, or developing applications for company number 3, which is AT&T.
Which is AT&T. So he's back basically full circle to AT&T.
Before, when I was at IBM, I was just eliminating that first cloud queue. When I was working for IBM on AT&T applications. And I found out that IBM is paying by the head. So it was beneficial for them and their bottom line to replace me with somebody fresh out of college. So.
Hardly. Before conception, exactly. Yeah, new series, Superman and Lois on CW.
Here's Tritty Butt. Tritty Butt, you got a shaved butt.
And we're still really into the Magicians. We're just, I think tonight, well, after some more work and after dinner, we'll finish
Season 3.
season 3.
Season 3 is especially good.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes. I like, so there's some, Ghosty, you'll appreciate this. There's some singing and musical numbers, which I was absolutely freaking over.
Yes, she was. She was thrashing on the sofa.
It was so good. Did you see when they jumped? It was the camera moved a little bit.
Just a little.
So Penny and Harley will play in here on their own, and all you hear is just
Paper slamming
crash,
everywhere.
crash, boom. These two play like they're actually like kittens. They play like they're what, young kittens, don't they? Yeah. With big bodies.
Yeah. My mom got stabbed by a hair once, and I had to pull it out for her.
Justified. Oh, Kayla sent me a new series today.
Justified. I have to check it out. Check out the trailer for it.
I am excited for the Golden Globes because there's quite a few things on there that. Okay, so Kayla sent me on HBO, The Bridge, and it's basically with over 100,000 at stake. 12 strangers come together on the banks of a picturesque lake in the British countryside, and they have to have 20 days to build a bridge, a 150-foot bridge by hand. The ultimate test of teamwork and trust. That looks kind of good, don't you think?
I watched the trailer for it. I wasn't too
You did?
impressed. It might be okay, I guess.
Well, I have shows on my own, so I can't get into another show on my own. I have, Zoe, which is on hiatus right now, but then I have The Fosters and All American, which I'm watching with Kayla.
Trillian just walked back in.
Cat hair's in your eyebrows? That's hilarious. So John he wears a black mask, and it keeps walking out with cat hair all over it. That's why I like the white mask. I get it looks like a reality show like this.
It sounds like a reality
Yeah.
show.
And so look, Nakia, are you showing off your collar?
Nakia has a new type of calming collar that I was told about. We're trying to reset her, Trillian, and Ruthie's interaction with each other. Because right now, Ruthie will posture a little bit. Nakia learned to collar on her glove, and starts up a siren. And when Trillian hears a siren, she comes running to beat up on Ruthie.
Yep, both Trillian and Nakia right now are wearing their calming colors. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I gotta be careful nowadays with what reality shows because, obviously unfortunately, some reality shows went well past their boundaries. You are the cutest thing ever. You guys see how cute she is?
How does a calming collar work? It has a synthetic pheromone, which mimics the pheromones that mama cats release to help calm their kittens. And it gives them a sense of well-being and relaxes them a little bit.
I gotta show you Eddie's picture from today.
It's like a friend of mine has adopted a kitty, and that it's been basically hell since then. Well, not hell. It's just a lot of scrapping between the kitties, and since they put the collars on everybody, it's been a complete 180. It's like
we haven't had a complete 180, but it hasn't been all that long.
Nope. It's only been a few days, but we've had 2 good nights of sleep where we hadn't had any for like a week prior. Because somebody starts screaming and I had to go find out what's going on. And the thing about cat whiskers, a lot of people don't realize is they're like any other hair on their body. They shed them, and a new one grows back.
How fat he is. Eddie.
Is that from 3 years ago?
3 years ago, how fat he was. He's lost a lot of weight. Oh, look, he's just coming in. He's like, coming in, ladies. Sage lost his baby teeth. Oh, the Dodger and Sneakers have a really good potential adopter coming in on Saturday to meet them.
If you haven't heard, they had to be returned because the existing dog was not accepting them. And even though they loved the kitties dearly, including their 2 children, and they tried everything they could with training with the dog, it just wasn't working. So they did the right choice and returned the boys while they were still fairly young to help aid them in getting a new home. They're in foster care right now.
Yeah, so super excited to hear about that. And then you said Mama and Richie have an appointment Saturday too?
They had an appointment today.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. Mrs. C and Richie are available for adoption right now. I put a post on the Critter Room on Facebook about it. and shared some pictures. They must be adopted together. They're a bonded pair. I heard that Richie is a little extra and playing because he was isolated from other kitties for so long.
Where's Harley?
She was over there.
So yeah, that's exciting. I wonder how you'll have to maybe text Susan and see if you can get an update.
Yeah. The key is underneath there right now.
Oh, Chris, that's totally Nakia, but she's more like a siren. Pretty sure everyone in the neighborhood can hear them out on the catio.
Yeah, Nakia gets very loud, and then Trillian starts charging to find out where Ruthie is so she can cut her.
Sage, I remember used to, when I was scooping litters, he would jump up on my back, and I knew it was gonna happen, but it still was surprising. Harley! Nope, that's not Harley. I wonder where she went. Do you know that they have a pirate ship scratching board at you can buy off of Target? The Ghosties have one. And I was looking for new ones, and that'd be cute for Sage. The two that John got from Shelly, they're good. They're right here. B's the tabby, and then Nakia is on the scratcher, the torty. And so they are, B is going to an all-day, expense-paid trips to the spa/vet on Wednesday. All expense paid.
I'm paying.
For the whole day.
We're checking to see if she has a UTI.
So we're gonna do. So Wednesday's gonna be hell for me because I've got to have Nikki. I have to have B and Dorian at the vet by 8:30, and then I've got to come back and I have to go back down to the vet with Penny and Libby by 3.
Bye, Denise.
Bye, Denise. It's good to chat. And then they have their appointments. So 4 of them. Oh, she was eating. She found a bowl. I left the bowl out. So yeah, all 4 of them.
Speaking of dinner, give me a moment. I need to go put.
Can you grab some water?
Put some steaks out to warm to room temperature before I cook them. Be right back.
Your neighbors, Chris used to ask who got killed. Uh-oh, Ruby, you gonna come and be a good girl? This is my girl Penny. She hangs out with me all the time. Ruthie, you can come in here? She says not without an escort. Yes, he's gonna put him in the microwave. Ruthie, you gonna come in? We went and got up and went to, I had to drop something off at an employee's. Nope, Ruthie says hard pass. She's not coming in. See you guys next week. To drop something off at an employee's house, and then we went to PetSmart, got a new pair of sneakers on clearance, and then we went to Home Depot. John put the flooring in downstairs in the bathroom. Remember we started the bathroom last April or May? Anyway, it's done now. And so we had to get a few more things. And then Chipotle, and then we had to work. I had to work. So running late today. Dorian's downstairs. He just ate, so his tummy's kind of funky. Yeah, John was working in the bathroom, and I can hear him making all kinds of grumbling. I was telling him about the bathroom, and you and me hearing you make the noises.
It's like there's.
Thank you.
I had to do some leveling around the toilet flange, and it wasn't quite perfect. So I had to use sand to just basically do a little bit of leveling, and then sand is extremely annoying to work with because it doesn't matter how little you have, where you put it, or something is going to hit it, and the sand's going to go. Yeah.
Or at least where John works.
And it's like it kept happening. I was like, I moved over there, and somehow one of the planks would come along and bam.
Oh my gosh, she's playing. She's so cute.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was curious. Yeah, exactly, Faith. Because I was coming around the corner, I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I was hearing a lot of noise in the bathroom. It's like
because there are stories about that actually.
oh.
That's funny. Oh, did you? Oh my gosh. Okay,
Hi,
so
Faith. How are you doing?
yeah, so good to see you, babe. Okay, so I have to tell everyone about Chris's. So Chris got his permit last, I think we told you, right? Last Wednesday he passed his permit with a 94%. And so I took him driving for the first time on Saturday. Just went to a church parking lot. He did very good. And it went very smoothly. Neither of us were anxious or upset afterwards. We had a good time. And so then Dad and John went the next day. And they went into the neighborhood because I felt like he was kind of ready to do like the small neighborhoods. So I was working, he came home, and you came right downstairs, and I was like, how'd it go? And then he like listed some things, and then he's like, oh, and then he was making a little small thing, you know, mistakes or whatever, and then so we decided to call it quits. So I was like, oh, okay. Because I guess, I don't know what was too long or whatever. So then Chris comes by when John's out of the room and goes, yes. I was asking, I was like, so you got tired at the end and a little like flustered at the end? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, how come? He's like, well, I got distracted because Dad was talking while I was driving and I missed a stop sign.
He still stopped, was a little abrupt.
So, you know, okay, Brooke, how are you doing?
She wants to hang out with people, nice people.
Oh, glad you're here. So anyway, I haven't taken him since, but you guys have gone out twice, three times altogether. And he's very good at backing up because that's what he does with the fourth leg. A little too fast for John's liking with the back. So he's very, very comfortable with that, backing up. He's not so comfortable yet with sighting, right? Would you?
It's like,
I mean, he's only driven 3 or 4 times. I mean, you can't expect.
I think the biggest issue he needs to work with is like, you come to a stop at a stop sign, but still you can't really see down the road, so you have to move forward after that to try to get the bearings and see what traffic is like. So he's been sits there waiting, trying to eyeball and move forward slowly. And it's like fortunately nobody else has been behind him waiting, but.
So at dinner that night we had to have set ground rules for driving for both the coaches and the students. No talking while driving, so they can pay attention. Yeah, it all takes so much. I mean, like it's all about experience, right? And then so this is really weird. So we've all learned to drive like 20 or so years ago.
Watching.
Yeah, I know, I've been watching. So they give you a booklet and you take it lesson by lesson for the parents to follow. And of course it's all about for teen stuff. Anyway, in the book they say have your teen or whatever verbally speak what they're seeing. Like whatever they're doing and seeing, they're supposed to be verbally saying the entire sign. So I see a car coming. Or I'm putting my blinker on to turn left, is what the book's saying. I mean, that's so bizarre to me because I would find that more distracting when learning.
I was like, I started doing like that, but then Chris and I worked out a better system where if he sees any potential threats or interference, something that could interfere with his path, he points it out. Like if he sees a dog walking, he goes dog, or active car. If he sees a reverse lights come on in the driveway, he points them out. That way I know he sees something or make sure that he hasn't missed something that I also saw.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would be distracted, but I mean, it makes perfect sense. I just don't know if I could multitask when you're just learning.
He's doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's just absent my thought right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's doing great. It's just that I'm relating back to when we started learning to drive, which was like 30 years ago at this point, and or 20 something years ago. We didn't, and none of that. They didn't have, like, the parents didn't have a book that said, okay, lesson 1, go to a empty parking lot.
For me, my high school had a driver's ed class. They had their own cars, and I think one of the gym teachers taught driver's ed and stuff like that. Gym teachers are like the most versatile teacher in any school.
Yeah, I learned on stick too. My mom actually taught me to learn to drive. Taught me to drive at 12. So, and I learned how to do a stick shift at 12. So it felt like all natural. Like, it just felt normal to me because I had always doing it. So it's hard for me to be like, I was having trouble explaining to him blind spots. Like, how do you explain blind spots?
Because I was telling him to adjust his mirror, telling him the proper way to adjust side mirrors, where you lean over to the left a little bit, and then you adjust the mirror to just see the side of your car, and that way you can't see it when you're straight because it helps cover the blind spots. But it's like, but I want to be able to see behind me. It's like, that's what that mirror's for. And they call them side mirrors not because they're on the side of the car, it's because so you can see the side of the car.
Piano Girl had to go off of Ashland Island to get to lanes, and I think that's what part of Chris is like, to drive on lane, like to see lanes. She says, I'm sorry, where is it? Drivers out on Vashon Island. We had to go off the island to learn how to drive in lanes. And I think that was part of Chris's problem when they were doing the streets, because there's no lanes in the side. Mm-hmm. And so he was having trouble gauging the sidewalk. But I mean, come on, like a year ago, we never thought we'd get a truck. Like, yeah. I mean, it's huge, just absolutely huge. And he's doing a great job. You call them wing mirrors. Anyway, we haven't taken them out the last 2 days. We've been otherwise engaged.
Yeah, Harley is pretty adorable. That's a toy, not a cat. Mm-hmm.
She's bigger than Penny right now.
Yeah, Chris had trouble judging how far he was from the right side, and he kept going around objects way over to the left side. So I had him drive around the neighborhood, hugging the right side of the street until he can get his bearings that way. And he did pretty good.
I love that you were driving a tractor trailer at 11. Yeah, that's the Piano Girl. That's amazing.
They want to know how my cooking is. Well, she's
better than mine.
She's still alive.
It's much better than mine.
In fact, I've got steaks warming up to room temperature right now. Because after this, I'm going to be cooking some steaks for dinner.
So I really would like Chris to sign up for the professional driving school, because I feel like John and I could ruin it really easily. I mean, we're not professional teachers by any means. So I would prefer if he took a couple of classes with them. We put Penny in charge today when we left, and we came home. Well, I looked at the camera, but when we came home, the two of them were in the window waiting for us. Penny knows.
Yes, we came up with an agreement once we decided to move in together. It's like I would do the cooking, and she would do the scooping. It worked out well. She likes to scoop. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind. I like cooking more than I like scooping. So.
And if he doesn't want to cook, he just buys out. Ruthie hard passed and come to say hi because Judy and Nikki are right there. Oh, Flying Fish, I had something like that when I was a teenager because I always drove stick and my friend drove an automatic and she couldn't park it. So I was like, just get out, I'll park it. But because I had never really driven an automatic, I kept pressing on the brake as if it was the clutch. It kept going like this.
It's like, you can't park it here.
I knew, and I was like, what's wrong with me? But then so I feel like we've all done that.
It's like me, I just ate myself because I thought you were going to say, I kept turning on the high beams. And I tried to hit the clutch.
They had high flames on the...
The high beam used to be a button on the floorboard on the left side of the brake.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, go see, same thing here. I think I told you guys my story last week. I just never drove an automatic until I was 40. I finally had an automatic car.
You drove an automatic for your driver's test and immediately failed it.
Yeah, I told that story last week, so I didn't want to tell it. I don't want to, be that old lady that's telling the same stories.
Just like the old guy who's like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is
Bye,
Harley.
Rita. It's good to see you.
The gorgeous black and white is Harley, one of our previous fosters that we decided
Give
to
Sage
keep.
a big hug.
We have a mixed family of cats. Cats that I brought with me and cats that Jess brought with her. So this is our first together kitty.
The first baby.
Yep. She is an absolute sweetheart.
And her and Penny are best friends.
And every other cat likes her.
Yep. Did you see what? God, she's funny.
Yeah, Penny, if I'm showing B down the hallway because she's picking a fight or something, and Penny's like walking right behind her, Penny will come up and go BAM! And hurry her along. She
Yeah, B
snapped
doesn't
that
like
butt.
it.
No, she doesn't.
No, we're not fostering right now.
We'll probably foster. We're waiting on the whole job situation to fully stabilize. Well, I got a new job that hasn't quite started yet, and we need to see how things go with it. See what my schedule's like.
Wow, Ghosty, you get a license for only driving automatic. That's interesting. Yeah, so far, the company, I had reservations about it, but so far I think that they've been very responsive and communicative, and so that's great.
Yeah.
We got a call at 7 a.m. for John to set up his laptop.
You haven't gotten it yet. We still plan on fostering, but like I said, we're just waiting for the whole job situation to fully stabilize so we know what we're in for.
Also, it's not been super smooth in our house with cats.
Yeah, if you notice the common colors on several of them.
Yeah, there's been a couple nights where we didn't sleep through the night. Actually, for a couple weeks. So
it's usually because of Nikia and Trillian picking on Ruthie, but then they tend to pick on Ruthie because Ruthie postures, and then Nikia realized that Ruthie's all bark and no bite and started calling her bluffs in a very loud way, which sets Trillian off.
So
And then Ruthie starts screaming like crazy when Trillian goes after her.
So it does make me nervous. I don't know when we'll, to bring in more cats right now because it's not all peaches and roses here.
Yeah, we have to train a new employer. There's Ruthie.
She's already growling.
And Nikia's licking her
just
chops.
Do I need to escort you out instead?
It's like you shouldn't have escorted me in.
She's a little
Extra.
You need to get a collar on, Missy. I was fine sitting there. Okay. I'll take you out. Okay, then I
Normally she wants to be back there during these things, so she's up on the tower now. I think she's like, ah, okay, this is my spot.
Yep, we meet with the accountant this weekend. I'm excited to get that going.
Yeah, if these common colors work out well, and I'm hoping they will, I'll do a blog post on them on the Cat Lovers Academy. I'll get some input on other people that use different common colors. I have a friend who had 3 kitties that weren't getting along, and she put these exact same colors on all 3, and it's like a complete 180.
Same one you just talked about 5 minutes ago.
No, it's more like 15. But, you know, people come in and out, so I sometimes compete for that.
Messy. You're like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Howard's having 2 weeks off here.
it was nice.
Yeah. It went really fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Really fast.
Yes, Ruthie is very pretty. When Jess and I first started dating, she did not like me. I couldn't pet her, really, because if I tried, she'd try to bite me. She still tries to bite me, but she purrs and loves me at the same time now.
She loves Daddy a lot.
Now, if I'm coming around a corner and she sees me, she'll just pop up and go running playfully toward the tower, and then she goes up on top of it and rolls on her back and starts flipping around. She wants me to rub her cheeks on top of her head. But she doesn't, you know, she is Ruthie, so occasionally she'll try to snip at me, and I have to be careful about that. She does that in love, I guess.
Of bossiness.
Keeping me on my toes.
She's a lot like Mom.
Like that, I'm just keeping your reaction speed up.
Gotta train you for those other mama cats. What was the naming of the common collar? I'll go get the box.
I hit the show button for those in chat.
Penny, you stay there.
Let me see the box when you're done. These are a breakaway collar. They have the purple ones that you probably are familiar with. You have to fight to get them through and get it sized, and then you have to cut the excess off. This one, it has a loose loop that can easily slide in and through, and the excess gets clipped onto the end, kind of like a watch band. So it's also like a breakaway collar. One thing with collars, you want to try to get it so that when you put 2 fingers underneath it, it's just a little snug, and make sure you can't pull it over their chin. Should be loose with 1 finger, a little snug with 2. And it's very fashionable on her. Trillian just disappears. It blends in with this white fluff, or is completely covered by that fluff.
No, is it hard to hear because we're not talking clearly, or is the sound off? What does the common collar do?
It has Let me see. It says here, calming pheromones are released by the collar as your cat wears it.
Oh.
It's basically a synthetic pheromone that mimics the pheromones that mama cats give after they give birth, which is designed to help keep their kittens calm.
Okay, so it's the crinkle paper that's making it hard to hear.
And because these are like tabs are like a watch band style, they're breakaway. So if it gets caught on something, the tab's pulled out and then it expands.
Can you move the paper behind you?
Oh, it's like right in front of the cam, that's why.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot there was 2 in the box, so now we got like a whole crap ton of them. We got another box out there.
Put here. Oh, do they want to see the box again? It's okay, Nakia. Can you see it okay, dear?
I don't know yet. Yeah, pretty good.
And then this is what it looks like.
I was gonna show them this one.
Penny, you don't need one, because you're the calmest, cutest girl in town.
Basically, it says, it's already come pre-lubed. Slides through and just little tabs that you pop right there. And it stays that way.
Yep, same company as Feel Away. We felt like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna put this one on Ruthie later.
Ruthie, what do you think about that? B needs one too. Oh, Penny wants us to open the door.
I guess I could put it on B.
Not right now.
Yeah, why not?
Because she's gonna get upset.
Well, that's what common colors are for. She's gonna
And
get
she's
upset.
all relaxed though.
Okay, I'll wait.
Harley is up here under.
I guess I'll do it right before we stop and eat.
And I'll just leave it next to her. So ooh, a gift card a-thon is a good idea. Can't believe we're going almost the 2 years. I mean, a year rather. That.
An easy way to put this on a cat is just take it fully wide, slide it over the head, and then just tighten it until you've got 2 fingers that are just snug. Like when I did Nakia, I put it on there, and then when she moved around a little bit, I checked it, and I ended up having to tighten it like several notches.
Okay, perfect.
You can get these on Amazon.
Yeah, that's where we got them. You said they're $10 a box.
I don't recall the price, but it was a good price considering they come with 2.
So I signed up today to volunteer at the Swedish, let's see, the Swedish clinic COVID vaccination at Seattle University.
Like those who sign up for the reception, after they do work a long shift, they're given a vaccine shot.
Yeah, so it's hard to get a shift because it fills up really fast.
Okay, B, you about ready for the demonstration? Let that be. Okay, that's still too loose.
You don't have to have any credentials. So Swedish is, I guess they're about to change. I'm gonna put this in the Swedish is gonna be changing their site, the venue site, starting tomorrow. And let me put it in the link. But yes, a lot of people have gotten their. If you volunteer to put in, like when you volunteer, you would volunteer to, like be like you would input people's information into the into the databases and stuff, and after that, you would then get your shot at the end of the shift to volunteer.
Nakia is doing the same thing that B is doing now, trying to lick it. That's why you always try to pull underneath their chin, because if they can lick the collar, it can get caught in their mouth. After about 12 hours, Nakia was pretty much used to wearing it. One thing with cats with collars, you want to make sure that like every day or two, give their neck a good scratch, because they will absolutely love it, and give them a collar break occasionally.
So the no credentials to sign up is. Ooh, oh, freaking. Probably just chased B.
I'm gonna go check her real quick. Now that she's moved around a little bit.
Oh, so, yeah, Seattle U, not that's Seattle U. That's scary about the CVS. Anywho, it's very competitive to get in and volunteer, and it's mostly on the weekends, so I figured I'd try. Is that 2 hours notice to get your shot? Yeah. They're also saying that because at the end of shifts, there's extra doses that you could maybe wait for hours and until the end, and if they had any doses, you could possibly get it then.
I checked B, and I had to tighten it one notch. But she's currently out there going, ah! Like, running around.
Oh, how exciting that you're getting your first shot in a few weeks.
Yeah, we're trying to reset the interactions between B, Nakia, and Trillian and Ruthie. So that's what the common colors are for. If they're used to being calm around the other kitties, that becomes the new norm.
It's so confusing, and I was reading today on King 5 that their Washington State won't say when they would we would have herd immunity or be up to 70%. Oh, that's exciting, PJ. A lot of people that I talk to that I know have gotten the shot just feel such a sense of relief and feel very empowered.
Hello, Kermigan, again, or however it's spelled. You might have missed us last week, and you almost missed us this week because I'm going to be leaving in a few minutes to start dinner, and I think Jess has some work she needs to do.
Yes, piano girl. I was just trying to explain that, but I wasn't explaining it well. Yes, so you're handing out doses. So if you hang out until the end, they end up having to throw out doses unless people are hanging out waiting. We'll see. I don't know. I clearly like to volunteer, so I thought it. And there's another election coming up, April 27th or something. That I think I'm gonna sign up for the Dropbox again. They have elections in April, August, and November. When is it? Or is it this? No, it's definitely not beginning of April because I'm going to be slammed. So April 27th, yeah, closing box. We have so many people traveling in April. I mean, we'll be half of the a little less than half of what we normally would do in April, but we're definitely crazy busy in April.
She's referring to Whiskers at home and her cat sitting business. Before I came up here to do this chat with you guys, Harley was curled up on my chest, just like laid. Actually, earlier she was curled up, but this time she was just stretched out, and her tail kept hitting my keyboard and adding extra letters. She'll hop in the bathtub, and then you just hear it crash, bang, boom as she's chasing her tail in the circle over and over.
I really think, I wonder what they'll say about this years from now. Like, the whole vaccine thing is kind of like, I kind of feel it's almost a little like Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? And it's just atrocious of like what you have to do to try to get it. And yeah, it's just crazy. And what's really disappointing is to see the numbers of the minorities are just not getting it. And there was it on, I don't know where I watched it.
It was on Noah.
What? Was it on Noah?
Yeah,
I mean, just how he was explaining, I didn't know that a lot of poor incomes or poor neighborhoods don't have pharmacies. I had no idea. Why? I didn't know that.
The studies have shown that people of color have a higher chance of being infected with COVID and a higher chance of dying of COVID. But the people being vaccinated, turns out, there's a far higher number of whites getting vaccinated. And they did some analysis and found that the neighborhoods, the non-white neighborhoods tend to don't have pharmacies or doctor's offices and stuff like that.
And it's not even non-white, it's just low income neighborhoods. I had no idea that they didn't have pharmacies, and yeah, it's just insane. It's like a circle. I feel like they're just chasing after your own tail, the whole thing. Yeah, well, don't get me started on the Florida governor and his threats last week.
The previous administration called the operation Warp Speed, but it was, as we found out, it was anything but. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and.
Oh, that's so sad about the dogs. Sorry.
About the dogs?
Just talked to someone who works in an emergency vet clinic, and they recently had to amputate a golden retriever's tail because it kept breaking, hitting up against things wagging too hard.
Aw. It's good about King County targeting mixed race communities. Yeah, it's like when the current administration came in, they found there was no distribution plan. They had to create one. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and.
And there aren't,
try eventually.
Yeah, well, she said I want to finish the conversation, and there isn't grocery stores either, which is just insane. I don't get it. Well, I'm glad that King County is.
Food desert?
Yeah, because they have no, like, again, it goes back to transportation. So there's no pharmacies, there's no food, but yet they don't have any transportation to go out and get any of it. And it's just a vicious, ugly cycle. Yeah, I agree. 3 vaccines. I'm excited for the new one to come on board.
Yeah, it's like I've been hearing about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And it looks, I'm seeing reports that it's also helping to protect against the variants that are coming out. It needs 1 shot and doesn't need to be kept in sub-zero temperatures. Using expensive freezers. You know, yeah.
Well, sorry it's a short night. Sounds like everyone's got to jump off and we got to do dinner. So good to chat with all you guys. Everyone has a good week. We wish you, John, a very good first week at work.
Yeah, first week of work coming up next week.
So we're very excited for you.
And so far, let me see. AT&T Wireless, AT&T Singular, AT&T Mobility, IBM, Amdocs. Basically six jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We're all working for AT&T. Now, the first couple of ones were AT&T's like splitting off their wireless, then being bought out by Singular, and Singular changing their name to AT&T, or SBC changing their name to AT&T and buying Singular. Something like that. I worked for the first one, AT&T Wireless, when the AT&T Blue. My phone bill for being an employee was 25 cents a month, and I was covering the 911 surcharge fee. So I pay $1, and that's 4 months paid off right there. But I didn't want to just pay $1, so I paid $2 or $5 or something like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Thank you, everybody. And happy birthday to the ghosties, and happy birthday to Denise's kitties. And happy birthday to everybody.
So, peace, love, live long, and prosper.
Is it supposed to have a? Did you?
No,
Oh, how long did you practice to do that?
just now.
I can't do it. My pinky does its own thing.